Bye! I'll be doing my video on the product rule. If you liked it, like and subscribe. Okay, so I'm doing the product rule, and the first example that I'll be starting off with is g at x equals x minus 1 bracket times 2x bracket times x to the power of 2 plus 3. So here's the first step. There's a few different ways to do this question that we learned, but the way that I like to do it, that I find the easiest, is break each section into A, B, and C. So it makes it easier, and then get your derivative of each one. So this is the derivative of A, B, and C, and if you don't know how to do that, go back to the power rule. So the second step is we have g prime at x, and then you're going to do the derivative of A times B times C, and it's just the normal ones, it's not the derivative, and then you do the derivative of B times A times C plus the derivative of C times A times B, and you can also call that A prime, B prime, and C prime for the derivative. So for g prime x, you just plug it in, as you see there, either the prime or the normal A, B, or C. So for step 3, you're going to start simplifying. So what I just did the beginning of step, I just plugged this into that. So I did 1 times 2. So you have 2x, and then I just did all of that for each step. Okay. So for step 4, I simplified it further, and actually, I'll go back to this step. You can see I showed how to simplify it further. So I plugged the 2x into the first here. So then I got 2x to the power of 3 plus 6x. And then I FOILed the second one and then put the 2x into the third here. And you should know how to do that. So then for step 5, I think the easiest way to do that is make sure that you have marks over each variable here so that you know what ones go with which. So put common variables beside each other. So 2x to the power of 3 and all to the power of 3 are beside each other. And then all the ones that are to the power of 2, x to the power of 2, and then just x. And then just numbers by themselves. So you put them all beside each other so that you can simplify and solve. So this was the final solved equation. All right, so now we have example 2 that I have for the product rule. So we're going to find h at -1, where h at x equals 5x to the power of 3 plus 7x plus 3 times 2x to the power of 2 plus x plus 6. And I know that looks like 2 brackets, but it's an x, so sorry for that. So step 1 is very similar to step 1 in the first example that I have. So separated into 2 sections where you see the brackets. So this will be the first, and then this will be the second. And then I would label it if I were you. So for step 2, we're going to do h prime at x, which equals the derivative of the first that we have here times the second, not the derivative, just the second, plus the first, and then times the derivative of the second. So what I did is I just plugged it in here to the equation. So h prime at x equals 5x to the power of 2 plus 14x, because that's the derivative, times 2x to the power of 2 plus x plus 6, and then plus 5x to the power of 3 plus 7x squared plus 3 times 4x plus 1. Okay, so for step 3, it's quite simple. All you're going to do is plug -1, because we're trying to find h at -1, into the x here, and then you're just going to plug the -1 into all the x's that you see. So I showed that there for you. I don't have to go through it because you can see it. And then I just solved it, and I think the best way to solve it is just try to break it down into a few sections so that you know that your calculator will get it right and you didn't do something wrong. So you're going to do h prime at -1, and then the first section, and then your final answer should be h prime at -1 equals -8. Okay, thank you.